Gets around him, up, under, and in. Oh, what a move for Kyrie Irving to tie it at 99. Kyrie.
Hello, I'm your host, Lamar L.A. Smith, and welcome to another edition of Inside 380. Yes, this is my first episode of the new year. It's been way too long, you guys. I've had a lot of schoolwork. Life has just really caught up with me. But, as usual, Mr. 380 has to give you the extra 20 degrees. So I'm back, and I penciled in the time to give you the 380 view what you deserve, and that is your update on sports. Now, let's get into our show. The 380 Player of the Week candidates are as follows. You got Keelan Martin, who played big in 2 wins this week, including a W versus none other than number 2 Villanova for Butler. You got Donovan Mitchell, who had 2 back-to-back 20-point games. You have Malik Monk, who even though he didn't play his best game versus Mizzou, the LaPinto, Arkansas product, made his shots and played big when it mattered most. Fox was out, and he put up 30 in the second half in a big win versus Florida on Saturday. You got Bam Adebayo, who had 2 double-doubles this week, including 22 and 15 at Mizzou. And you have Jasmine Camacho Quinn, your SEC 2017 60-meter hurdle indoor champion. Now, the topics we'll be talking about today are the moves at the trade deadline and the second half of the year for NBA basketball, and we'll be talking about college basketball. Next, we'll be back with the start of the show.
At Notre Dame, showing off that. Picked up on the deflection by Taj. Good if it goes! He got it! What a shot by Taj Gibson! In the best USC tradition, he looked like a quarterback throwing that the length of the floor.
Hello. Now, for the first topic of the day, we got moves at the deadline. We saw the Bulls basically give up Taj Gibson and Doug McDermott because they believe Cameron Payne is going to be their point guard of the future. We saw Nerlens Noel fly out to Dallas, and now he's going to be a Dallas Maverick. We saw Cleveland just sit pretty at the deadline, and all their moves were at the buyout season when they got D. Will and Andrew Bogut, reportedly, who got bought out by their teams, respectively, and now will be Cleveland Cavaliers pretty soon. And we saw the Sacramento Kings organization. Oh, my bad. And we saw the New Orleans Pelicans trying to turn it around, basically make a swap. Basically, let's put it like this. Sacramento Kings traded the New Orleans Pelicans a cheeseburger and some fries in order to get DeMarcus Cousins. New Orleans Pelicans stole from the Kings. But what you expect from a poor organization. So let's give you a recap. The 2 biggest deals we're going to talk about today, talk about the buyout with the Cleveland Cavaliers, the buyout season that they got with 2 big veterans that will help for their playoff push as soon as they get all their other guys healthy. And then we got the Boogie trade. Now, D. Will, Deron Williams, former All-Star, former All-NBA player, Andrew Bogut, played on 2 teams that went to the finals with the Warriors the last couple seasons before this year. All-NBA player back in the past, and former All-Star caliber center. Now, both of these guys provide lots of playoff experience, guys that have used to being in situations where they're the number 1, number 2, or number 3 option. And now they get to slide in, play less minutes, play productive minutes for a championship team. Darren Williams at one point was in conversation early on in his career with Chris Paul for best point guard in the league. You know, he got traded to the Nets. He started having a whole bunch of ankle problems, trouble with his weight, and now he's a shell of himself. But even Darren Williams at half of capacity is better than probably every other backup point guard in the league. That's a fact. Boy can boogie on anybody. He gets down. great facilitator, knows how to run the show. He can shoot from the perimeter, gold medalist on the Redeem team, gold medalist on the 2012 team. Boy can play. Now, Cleveland just improved their bench. They got another big to provide minutes. They got another playmaker, which LeBron has been asking for, begging for the last month and a half. And now, when you get JR back, you get Kevin Love back from injury, now things get interesting with the Cavs. The addition of Kyle Korver with a trade with the Hawks, D. Will, and then you have Boogie. Those some great rotation pieces for a team that just came off their first championship as a franchise, with none other than the best player of the game, LeBron James, versus the Warriors with their four-headed all-star monster. Things become more interesting. But with Boogie wanted to be a king. He wanted his number to be retired in the Raptors. Wanted to be a king for life, but that wasn't in the cards. Now he's going to the Big Easy, and now he makes a new twin tower duo that they call themselves Fire and Ice. Boogie obviously is the fire. Dude, some call a head case, but that may just be his passion for the game. Fiery player, plays hard every possession, and it's extremely, extremely competitive. And then you have the Brow, Anthony Davis, Ice. Cool, calm, and collected. All he does is block shots, run the floor, hit threes, get guys off the dribble, and make plays, franchise plays. 2 franchise players on the same team. The problem is they were gutted. They lost most of their wing depth due to the trade, lost 2 picks, but it was worth it to get a once-in-a-lifetime talent in DeMarcus Cousins. Now, the problem with most people will say is, okay, you really gave up all that to get DeMarcus Cousins, who may leave, but what if he stays? What if he stays? If he stays, those 2 can be pillars for maybe a very successful run for the Pelicans. It's really hard when you get 2 guys that are both top 10 talents to not be good. It's just highly unlikely, very unlikely, matter of fact. Now, Sacramento made the deal because their owner is under the impression that Buddy Hield is Steph Curry in another person's body. That Steph Curry has a twin, has a clone, his name is Buddy Hield. Now, no disrespect to Buddy Hield, but you're a rookie, haven't played well really most of the year, had flashes, but Steph Curry is an otherworldly shooter. He was a star from the moment he stepped on Davidson's campus. Now, Buddy Hield was a role player that turned into a star. And yes, he can shoot ridiculously. And he has the same type of vigor, the same type of passion for the game. But you're talking about 2-time MVP, arguably the greatest three-point shooter, the greatest shooter we've ever seen with our 2 pair of eyes, and Buddy Hield. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. It's kind of pushing it. But if they both get it together, Boogie and Anthony Davis, really hard for me not seeing them make the playoffs. Now, 2 pillars, 2 guys down low, make things very interesting. They got to get some other pieces in free agency and, everything in the future preceding this or subsequent to this more so. But they have a nice foundation now that they got 2 guys that are franchise players. I'm your host, Lamar L.A. Smith. Next, we'll be back with college basketball.
Shoots over Robinson. Short. Rebound Teague. 9 seconds, 8. Jeff with 7. Here comes Paul George. Time to no. Up to the corner. Got it! 6. Indiana takes the lead. 97-96. And the kid delivered.
My goodness.
To shoot. But in a major scramble.
No reason to try to give it to anybody else. Go to your strong suit. Go to your move.
Now let's get to UK. UK basketball. UK beat Florida for their 6th straight victory and to give them sole possession of first place in the SEC versus Florida on Saturday. They beat them 76-66, led by Malik Monk's 33 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Now, Malik Monk had 30 points in the second half. And Malik Monk, just like several other big-time scorers at UK, Brandon Knight, and even more in recent memory, especially Jamal Murray, he's a microwave. When he heats up, he keeps going and going and going and going. It's like all he needs is to see the ball go through the hoop a couple of times, and you better bring it because it's going to be a long day with Malik Monk. Malik Monk was getting all the looks that he wanted, and all of it was in the floater offense. It wasn't forcing shots. It was very efficient, 9 of 18, 5 of 7 from the three-point line. Went to the free throw line 11 times. Had 5 threes. And Malik really just settled in the second half. Bam Adebayo, 18 points, 15 rebounds. 11 rebounds in the first half. He just dominated in the glass, made himself a presence inside, and was a big reason why UK had a big lead in the boards in that game. Now, UK now is gaining traction. They're helping their seeding now. They have great momentum going into the SEC tournament, looking to get another SEC championship title after winning their last 2. And really, it's UK versus everybody, like it is every year in the SEC. There'll always be that one team. Last year was Texas A&M. This year is Florida. That challenges UK and makes it a real fight. But other than that, UK is by themselves in the SEC. And they will be the favorite going into the SEC tournament. And the SEC's best shot at gaining traction in the tournament, in the NCAA tournament this year. But the tournament's still a couple weeks away. Yeah, conference championship week approaching in a few weeks. And we'll really see what goes down in March Madness and who is the one hoisting up the trophy at the end of the tournament when it's all said and done. I'm your host, Lamar L.A. Smith, and we'll give you the 385 at the end of the show as usual. I'm glad to be back. Inside 380 is out.
Thomas loses the ball. A chance to win. Ulis. Unbelievable. Tyler Ulis at the buzzer.
Love what Eric Bledsoe did here. Don't try to give in and go for the game winner. You're at home. He takes it in. Now, Boston wants to win the game. 4 seconds, Isaiah wants the ball to bounce so he can get some more time. And I think Marquise Chris is the one who really is the hero here. Marquise Chris is the guy that knocked the ball away.
Inside. No double team, no attacking the big guy when he caught the ball. Patience, footwork, the turn of the left.